how this works anymore. We'll still never figure out. Hi! What's up? How are you all doing tonight? Hello and welcome to Encounter Roleplay, and hello to all of you watching live right now on Twitch. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to join us live for this show every 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays. Today, I believe, is the 7th or 8th numbered episode. I don't remember. It's an episode of Little Busters, which is a Tales from the Loop show. We are going to go ahead and do a quick round robin, let the wonderful cast introduce themselves. Please let us know who you are, your character's pronouns, and what you are playing, as well as what is your favorite toy from the 1980s. We were definitely talking about that about 5 minutes ago, so let's learn what your favorite toy was. Who wants to start this? Because you all look so ready.
I'll do it.
Nat, you were here first. We'll go back down on the bottom.
Never mind.
I'll go for. I actually have an answer for this because it's a Natalie/Darcy answer. So I'm already on this. And okay, so hi, my name is Natalie. I play Darcy, the weirdo. Both of us are she/her for our pronouns. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is find a photo of this and share it in chat, because unless anybody has ever owned one of these, they're not going to have any clue. So I got one when I was like a year old, so they would definitely be out for this. And so I'm going to say Darcy totally has one. But it's this doll called Jammy Pies that looks like a girl, but also like a bunny rabbit with ears. It's really weird, but really cute.
I've never heard of that. That was not on my list. Please link that to us.
I'm going to find a photo. I'm going
that?
to throw this in chat. Yeah, I know. It's a really weird looking doll, and I still have mine. I kind of wish I'd brought it with me to the hotel, because I would have been able to show. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to find a photo and I'll share it with everybody.
That is awesome.
Looking. She's creepy looking, so it's like super kind of on Darcy's level too. Great.
Yes, I'm very excited to see what that looks like, and very happy to have you and Darcy back tonight. And we'll go ahead and kick it on over to Jules. How are you, my friend? Looking awesome, digging the orange tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, it complements the bright teal hair. I am doing great. I will be playing Ritter Dalka, who he/him pronouns on both fronts, and he is the rocker. And I'm also going to post this in the chat. So I loved Popples growing up.
Hey! That was what I was gonna say.
There's so many different Popples out there. The cool thing about these little guys is that they're toys, right? But they can be reversed into a ball, and then their tail pops out. It's super cute. And I had the Rockstar one, and now I have it in my head that Ritter probably also had this and snuggled with it for probably way too long than he should have. Someone probably encouraged him to grow up to not cuddle it when he sleeps at night.
I have no idea what Popples are. The fact that two of you know what they are.
I posted a picture of it in the chat, or in the chat.
Definitely, I have not. Oh, I've seen that before.
They're just like shitty Care Bears.
I thought
wasn't going to say that, but sure.
But, I've added the creepy doll into the chat now. I'm sorry.
Yes. Well, thanks for sharing, Jules. And tonight we actually have the wonderful Janaya returning. Super excited for you to be back. We couldn't just kick you off after how everything went down last episode. I think there's some unfinished business. So how are you? How's it going?
I'm doing great. My name is Janaya, and I will be playing Chloe McManus, who is also a weirdo of the sort of science-y dissection creepy gothy set. Both she and I use she/her pronouns. And my personal favorite toy from the 80s is this weird stuffed animal called My Pet Monster that came with it's like this big blue plush monster. I'll find a picture. And it had Velcro orange handcuffs that you could break apart, it could break out of a cage. And my sister had one when I was little, and I wasn't allowed to touch it, and she mailed it to me when I was 25. And I still have it.
It's so nice of her. it's
Yeah, I like that too, that I would just
things. Yeah. Just hold on to it. Just hold on to it. It's so tough. Oh my gosh, that's really cool though. You know you have to take a picture of that for us now. Like we need to see. We need to educate us.
I'll do a selfie with my pet monster later.
Yes, totally digging it. And Britt, I know yours was taken.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry that I yelled at you, Jules. I just got very excited about remembering the name of it, and then you said it, and I was like, no. Okay.
It's okay.
So I just had to do a little bit of Googling because I was like, well, Ashley probably maybe, enjoyed messing around on the pogo stick, but that's the 70s, so it doesn't pass my test. So I'm just going to go back to something that I often reference, Ninja Turtle action figures, because I definitely had several of those. And yeah, so there. Turtle power. Again.
Totally turtle power. That had to be one of the best set of toys to ever come out in the 1980s, and I will really genuinely argue that with anybody. You had April O'Neil's van, which, I mean, that's super cool. And then you had the turtle hideout. Like, I had a neighbor who had those toys. I totally remember all of this.
I can get more specific. I had my favorite one was this like a weird little like frickin' turtle guillotine, but it was the torture device that you put the Ninja Turtle into, and then you would put this ooze that it came with into this thing, and it would like go down and hit the turtle in some sort of toy plot to de-ooze the turtle. I made a mess. It was great. I liked that one.
I remember the
weird
for that.
It was amazing.
It exists somewhere in the back of my head. I don't know what the name of the toy was, but Turtle Torture Chamber was an appropriate toy for a kid, apparently.
It was an awesome toy, though. That was definitely like just a dang good toy. I absolutely remember that one too. Super fun. I don't remember the name of it though, so you're pretty spot on with that. It had that green ooze stuff. That gooey, like it stuck to all of the little bendy parts of the toy, and then you forgot that you had it, and then it dried out, and then you gotta use it like once or twice, whatever, it's fine. Last but not least, though, Michael, what's up? How you doing?
Hi,
what are you gonna throw at us tonight?
Oh, fuck if I know, because I just spent that entire time Googling. Hi, I'm Michael. I'm playing Silas, a weirdo, one of the three. He, him pronouns for both as of right now. But my favorite toy from the 80s, I'm having to kind of stretch a little bit because I was not alive during the 80s because I'm too hip, I'm too young. But if I were, it would have been the original Game Boy. I did not have an original Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Color, which came out 10 years later, but that's what I would have had, probably.
I still have my original Game Boy at home and my original Game Boy Color.
I've got the Game Boy Color somewhere. I just don't know where. It probably, like, the batteries exploded in it, like, years ago, I'm sure.
No!
I think mine are still usable. I tried it a little while back. It's scary. Anyways.
That's so awesome. Definitely a classic. The old school Game Boy. I think we talked about it before, but like you would use it, like you'd play in like a long road trip at night, and you had to use like the lights on the highway
to pass.
Yeah, like you have to like wait, and you're like, oh yeah, cool. I've got like 2 seconds to play this round real quick, and then you're like this again, struggling to like try to get to like that next level. Oh my gosh, that was definitely my child. So much fun there. But I'm ready. I'm so ready. Let's kick right in. Before though we begin today's show, I'd like to remind all of you that we are sponsored by Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and rules you see tonight using Fantasy Grounds, or are using Fantasy Grounds, because I can read things properly, which you could try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer, and 40k minis for 20% off. Still a ridiculous percentage off. Like, that just impresses me every time I say that, because I just keep spending more money. It's awful. Stop. Help me now. This week, check out our sponsor, Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. When we hit 20 retweets, we'll give away a set of dice to you in the chat. So make sure that you tweet this one out. I believe that's the proper one. We'll find out. I don't know. Otherwise, find it on Twitter. We're there. It's cool. Go retweet it. And yes, finally, I would like to remind you how you can interact with today's game. You can donate to Impact the Game by giving players natural ones, natural 20s, wild magic surges, and this month's special, a table of pets. We actually have a pet in the waiting. We know that a raptor is going to be coming into the game thanks to, I believe it was Gizmo Art. Stop me if I'm wrong. I think they helped out with that, so I'm super excited to make that work into the game, and it is coming. It's like the dragons from Game of Thrones. It's coming, but it actually really is going to be here. And also, it is. Also, if there's a moment that you love during the show, please feel free to clip it. We love to use these as highlight reels on Twitter and sincerely appreciate it. And without any further ado, who wants a free success tonight? This is my favorite thing now. Who wants that free success? Who wants to take a moment and recap?
I won't accept it if you give it to me. Fuck off.
I think Chloe or Ashley should do it.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Fine. Okay. But while I'm recapping this, I really want chat to give us the over-under on what they think is if the button does something or if the button does nothing. So, conspiracy
that is a good question. Because it possibly could, possibly not. Nightmares are nightmares. They're wonky. But what are you even referencing? What happened that leads us up to this question?
Okay. So Ashley is totally innocent in all of this. Absolutely. Did nothing wrong. So Ashley went to her friend Chloe, who is one of the resident weirdos from season 1. And Chloe is one of the people that got Ashley into slightly being less jockey-ish. So it seemed like it made sense. She needed some moral support to go to where the punks hang out in the record store to see if she could track down where Daquan was staying in Chicago, because she really wanted to contact them. She got there, she met Mouse. Mouse and Chloe hit it off. That was adorable. And she got Daquan's address. On the way back, they encountered a crime scene where there was a body under a sheet. And Chloe went and pulled a worm out of its nose or something. I don't know. Ashley wasn't really looking that hard. And then they kept going after the cops realized that we were being creepy on this body and started chasing us. And this is where reality apparently starts to divert. I guess what really happened is that they ran into the woods and Ashley got clocked in a tree branch and went unconscious. According to Ashley, they ran into the woods and Chloe started getting all freaking weird and then ate the face worm. And then just started yelling at Ashley about how much Ashley sucked and then tried to drown her. And so naturally, Ashley fought back. And then that fucking cat was there. And collateral damage. So yeah.
We're just gonna skip over the fact that you attempted to drown the cat.
Yeah, okay, fine. It was very confusing. So Ashley might have tried to drown the cat because it was being creepy, and it wouldn't help her when she was drowning. Stress, adrenaline, etc. And then
Flames.
flames on the side of my face. And then Ashley woke up and bleeding out of the head. And Chloe, that murderous person, was standing over her body. And so naturally the fight would commence again. So Ashley flips her onto her back and starts screaming, and Chloe starts crying, and Ashley realizes, wait, something is weird. My head hurts a lot, I'm bleeding, and runs away. Later on in the bunker, Chloe meets up with everyone else, explains that Ashley went totally bonkers. Silas said, that tracks. But Ashley didn't hear that. Britt did, though. And then Britt came down, Ash came down. There was a fight, or an argument, not a fight. Not punching this time. More talking. The creepy alien girl was there. Ash kicked the creepy girl alien out so they could have a conversation about the worm. There was a little bit more argument. And then Silas decided to push the button on the wall. Da-da-da.
Yeah.
I'm real good at recapping. Oh,
You did a great job. Go ahead and give yourself one automatic success that you will probably expend on something totally unrelated to the actual
Yeah,
I was
like
gonna
building
say,
a
don't
ship,
waste it.
right?
Don't waste it.
I won't waste it.
Knowing what a Zippo lighter is for.
Everyone here knows I'm going to waste it.
That's because that's what we do at Little Busters. Literally everybody. It's great. I love it. So, we start off tonight with who is still in the laboratory room in the bunker right now. Darcy, Silas, Ritter, Chloe.
I think it's all of us.
All of us.
No,
Sal?
Ritter was with Sarah. Outside.
Ritter's outside with Sarah in like the main chamber. And Ashley, did you come
Silas?
back?
Chloe came back and I tried to say something and Chloe said, don't you dare talk. And so I did not dare talk.
And then the button.
I still have
happened.
Sal in my backpack.
You do.
because
You have
that's her
Sal.
talent.
Okay. So, Silas, give us a little rundown again of what are you doing right now with kind of everything that's been going on. Explain your action again.
Okay, so what happened? Darcy and I were both talking to Ashley, trying to help her calm down and realize it was probably just a dream. The dreams that we've had haven't come true. Because I said, if what has been happening in our dreams is true, then when I push this spot on the wall, a secret door will open. And I went to push it.
And does anything happen? Yes, yeah, no, something absolutely
Okay,
fucking
Jesus.
happens.
And just like that, we're out of leads again.
Yeah, that's it. Just, I don't know. It's
All right,
just a wall.
Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Guess what? We're all having a nightmare now, guys. All of us, the same nightmare.
So welcome
I think
to
the St. Patrick's Day dance is coming up. Do we want to do a dance again?
Not another dance
Make this
episode,
a
guys.
shopping episode, guys. It's fine.
So, there is a mechanical rumbling as your hand presses into the area and is almost enveloped, like whatever was supposed to be there isn't what it actually appears to be. And you hear the sound of like sleepy gears groaning as if unwilling to wake. And unlike Silas's nightmare, where the wall had originally spun around like some Scooby-Doo episode, you hear stone grinding against the floor. And you can now see a section of the wall is actually elevating near the cages. But it stops, it halts, it gets stuck, and you can hear the sound of whatever mechanical piece between the walls is trying to unstick itself, but it doesn't. It groans a final time and just sits there, maybe 2 feet off of the ground. Underneath, you notice that the pathway, whatever is leading into this next area, is soaked in darkness. What do you do?
I turn back to the rest of the group very slowly and go, well, my point still stands. This is different.
Has that always been like that?
I don't
Probably.
know, Darcy. Probably, yes.
Oh,
Ritter!
let's
Can
go
I hear?
explore. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the doors are open, so it's sound just echoes down the hallway.
Okay. As he hears that, he kind of calls back. So, like, can we both come back, or is it just like one of us?
I look at Ashley.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, Ritter, bring Sarah, come on.
right. And then he looks towards Sarah. Okay, so it's all right for you to come. Just, try not to do anything super weird, because you might set Ash off. She's kind of moody today.
We will do our best not to agitate your friend. It is not our intention.
No, I know. Just Ash might not know that, so it's okay. I know that you're super cool. And he'll slowly kind of.
We are actually quite warm.
He pauses.
They're wearing
Oh.
like tons of heavy winter clothes that don't fit well.
Well, she weighs like 2 pounds, so she has to stay
Also
stay warm,
that-
and you'll get a cold. He kind of turns.
Dads
back.
are worried, okay? The dads
Oh,
take care of her.
Sorry if you're warm. I mean, like, you could take some of that. I'll turn around. You could take whatever off. Just meet us there. He kind of just starts halfway walking down the hall.
She just
Embarrassed.
follows.
Okay. It's clothing dropping off as she's walking.
No, she's just following.
Okay. And yeah, we'll show up there, and Ritter will see the raised position. He's like, "Oh, that's kind of like what you said, dude. Not exactly, but
No, but I am starting to believe that Mr. Blink was trying to lead us here, perhaps. Chloe, you have been down here before. Have you ever seen this happen?
No. No. This was in your dream?
Yes, it's a little bit different, but this did happen. And I hope this is where the similarities end, because what I found down there is not something I would like to see again.
Well,
Do we still
Let's
got any
find out.
flashlights down here?
Ashley goes to say something and then just covers her mouth.
Ash, do you have one?
And Chloe's oblivious.
Ash, why are we doing the whole miming thing? Are you okay?
Silas has a flashlight.
Oh, yeah.
In the wash.
Right, forgot. And he kind of goes over to Silas and does this to his wrist to kind of point.
Oh, yes, yeah, and I click the flashlight on the watch on. Sorry, I was miles away. I don't know what was going on.
Silas, did you want to maybe then, if you're going to have light and lead probably the way, did you want Sal to help with finding the bad things?
That might be a good idea.
You can keep him
Everyone-
in the backpack.
Yes, everyone are
In my dream, I saw a very, very bad thing down here. I don't know if it's true, but... And I don't know if we can even get in here, but are you prepared?
Yeah.
It sounds like we should get some more stuff. Like, maybe we should have more than one flashlight.
Oh,
Maybe-
well, I mean, I got my lighter. Bitter takes out his Zippo again.
Chloe just rolls her eyes and walks back to the main room. And
Yeah,
digs around for some supplies. We would have left all of our stuff down here, right? So my
Not just-
fireplace poker would be here and all that
Oh,
stuff.
totally. Plus, the
Yeah.
bunker's kind of already been stocked with a whole bunch of survival gear. So really anything that you could think of that you might need, flashlights, batteries, first aid stuff. Again, there's stores of food. Like, the chances are that it's there and available to you. If you have your specialized weapon or specific iconic type item, that's there if you brought it there or not.
Yeah, and Ash is gonna walk out of the room, but kind of skirt around Chloe. And in one of those side rooms that has like all those bunks, she has stored a backpack and a spare bat. It's not the one that she's usually running around with, but there's one there. And in the backpack has a hammer, because hammers. And also, when she's in there, since nobody else is in there, she's gonna pull the postcard out of her pocket, rip it up into a couple of pieces, and tuck it under one of the bunk beds, and then leave.
So I think that as Ashley's coming back out into the main room, Chloe is standing there with like an armful of flashlights and stuff. And she just looks at you and says, "You know, I'm not going to kill my friends, right? Like, that's not how this is going to go. And I'm not going to swallow a slug. And I realize you're scared, but you got to stop telling everyone that I'm going to kill him."
I don't think you're gonna kill anyone.
Well, that's
Look,
what
my
you
head
said.
really hurts, and it was really confusing, and I guess it was one of those stupid cat dreams, but in my head, you did try to kill me, and it was really scary, and I'm really sorry I did
Well, in my real life, you tried to shove me into the ground, too. Look,
I know.
Ashley, you're my only friend. Like, I know a lot of people, but you're the only one that's my friend. And I don't really know what to do with that, but I just, like, for right now, we're gonna go into a dark tunnel full of whatever, and I just need you to still be on my side.
I would
Can we
never
just-
hurt you
can
on
we just-
purpose. I thought that you were trying to kill me, and there's all this weird stuff that's been going on, and you haven't been around, and Meredith hasn't been around. And I'm sorry, and all that Daquan stuff, and you told me probably what I should have heard before, because clearly they don't actually care about me, but it was just a really hard day, and then the stupid cat, and I couldn't breathe, and there was mud in my nose, and then you were on top of me, and I thought...
Chloe drops all the stuff on the ground and just hugs you.
and Ashley will, yeah.
She pulls back, she goes, "You're perfect. Everything's fine. We're gonna deal with it later. But for now, we gotta be on each other's side. So for now, can we just be friends?"
I'm on your side. I'm not on the alien side, and I didn't want the
Okay.
alien to hurt you.
Okay. Okay. Well, there's no alien in me right now, so we're on each other's side, and we'll fix the rest later. Deal? She puts out her hand.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. They need us. She
Everything
picks up all the
sucks
stuff, puts it in her arms.
all the time.
I know. I think it doesn't get much better as you get older, but I keep hoping. She just walks down the hallway. So
Ashley just kind of
she
like tries
comes
to
in-
like wipe off her face and then go.
Chloe comes into the room and is like, I got your flashlight and you need snacks. We need snacks and extra socks. Mr. Sampson says we always need extra socks.
Like for our feet or for something else? I don't understand why we need extra socks.
I don't know. He seemed to think that when you go adventuring you get your feet wet, but you never know what you need them for. Maybe we need them to pick up more slugs. We'll see. But here, socks.
Maybe. Okay, thank you. Tracy like happily keeps taking whatever Chloe gives her.
As we're all kind of like gearing up, and we have like the armload of flashlights, I take one and hand it to Ritter and just like put a hand on the lighter and say, put that away. You don't need that here. Kind of very shortly, and then just kind of walks away.
I think at this point, Ritter's kind of like, he feels very odd right now based on how short Chloe's has been with him, and now with Silas being short with him, he's just like, okay, yeah. He kind of just pockets the lighter, just holding the flashlight confusedly.
All right, so you're all geared up. Friendships mended, at least momentarily. What are you kids doing?
Did Silas want to take Sal like in the backpack or like out of the backpack, or do you want Darcy just to be close by with Sal?
You hold on to it. I don't know what's behind that door.
Okay. Darcy will probably kind of move closer to Silas and kind of be like, hey, I'm going to stick by you and Sal. We're going to work on finding the bad things.
Yes, very good, Darcy. You watch him. Make sure he doesn't get into trouble.
Yeah. You hear that, Sal? No trouble.
Some trouble, maybe.
That's my play.
I feel like Ashley was slightly bolstered by what just happened a little bit. So she's going to walk up to Darcy and probably actually too hard, but kind of slap her on the back, but like in that like sports way, you know. I think that's a really good plan. You stick with Sal.
Okay.
You know, not too many people can really wrangle Sal, so it's pretty important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'm glad. I've got a good job then. Aside, drawing things, but good. Yeah, you're gonna listen to me, Sal. That's how this is gonna go.
I will listen to my friends.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. And hope that I still am a friend. Okay!
So, Silas,
Darcy's ready.
how would an investigator plan this expedition?
Okay. First thing is first. We're going to see the mechanism that opened this door, this passageway, and see if we can't get it open a little bit more, because I'm sure we could squeeze under, but if we need to make a hasty retreat, I do not want to be crawling on the ground.
So I would like to investigate the mechanism
Okay.
/ button, because the button you described as something very, very weird. And I want to see what that
Yes.
is about.
Ooh, very, very weird. You might say it's alien.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and with your wonderful investigate. That's what, 10 dice?
Yeah, so pray for 1/6. 3 successes.
Ooh, alrighty. And because it's you, would you like to ask questions or would you like me to narrate for you?
I would like to ask questions.
Oh, please do.
Fucking Jules and I talked about this earlier, and this is me trying to better myself.
Oh, look at it coming in with a game plan and everything. Oh, I love it.
The
Let's
game
go.
plan was for me to fucking try when it came to investigating.
for him to read what the skill does.
Exactly.
I love it. Oh, I love
Okay.
this.
And so I got 3 successes. How many questions do I get?
2.
Okay. Right. So I am going to ask. This is kind of, I guess, broadly, but how do I get into this passage?
To walk into the passageway?
Because I know that it's open slightly, but is there a way that I can make it be better, make it be more open?
It's about it's already 2 feet up off the ground, which is what I had said before. If you want it fully open, you can attempt to lift it, but it's concrete. It's really damn heavy. You know that Sal is not strong enough to do anything like this, but you do recall that your new friend has enhanced abilities.
All right.
The creature inside her, brings out the best, the maximum potential that its host body can attain.
Okay, and for my second question, when I look at the place where the quote-unquote button is, what do I perceive if I mess with a little bit more?
So the button itself just looks like the area, but like you can even like touch it again, but it seems to have already been activated, and like pushing it isn't doing anything. Whatever mechanism that made the door open in the first place seems to be jammed. You do recall that this place is at least 10 years old and hasn't been walked through in about 10 years, from when you had last found Dr. Principal Rose's ID badge in here. And but when you put your hand into it, it's soft and warm. It's almost like like holding a koosh toy, if you remember those. So it's just kind of like squishy and almost gel-like. So whenever you press your hand into it, a little bit kind of seeps past your hand and just kind of holds it gently. And then when you let go, it goes back to its original form.
This is technically an extra question, but it doesn't seem alive, does it?
No, it is.
Okay.
Does not seem alive.
Okay, I relay the weird information about the flesh button. And then I say,
It appears that the mechanism itself is jammed because of how old this must be. It must be at least 10 years old at this point. The only way to open it more would be to try to force it open, but I don't know if any of us here is strong enough to pry it.
Sarah's supposed to be super strong.
Yeah. What?
She kind of looks up as she hears her name. Yes?
Sarah, how strong are you?
As strong as a human can be.
Oh.
Sarah, do you think that you can try to open this more for us, to lift it?
We could attempt, yes. And she kind of walks over towards the stone door and
Ashley-
doesn't bend. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Ashley raises her eyebrows, looks a little affronted, and goes to join Sarah in this pushing endeavor.
I love it. I love it. So while Ashley would have to bend at the knees and not the back, right? And like lift up, Sarah just stands straight and tall. Her long, lanky arms reaching down to grip the underside of the stone. And for a moment, nothing seems to happen. Ashley, you can feel that there's no way that you could lift this, but you're there. You're helping. Maybe nothing's really happening until you start hearing the gears kind of groaning once more. And you see Sarah just slowly tense and lift the stone door up higher and higher. And you hear, though, the bones in her body are just cracking as she does so. Yeah, like a pop here, maybe a shoulder dislocates here, but she keeps going. Not a grimace, not a word, until it is done.
I feel
And she
like
lets her
Ashley
arms
can
fall to the
tell.
side.
Sorry. I feel like Ashley can tell that she barely did jack shit there, but you know, she went with it like the whole time.
You guys are
Pretending.
so strong! Darcy, Ashley, oh my god! That's amazing! Sorry, Sarah, Ashley. I think it's a Darcy.
Like Darcy.
That's what I did. I'm tired.
Darcy
You
helped
are
too.
so strong, Darcy. and
Sarah,
Sarah will
Ashley,
look
you
to
guys
Ashley. Yeah, she'll look to Ashley and just go, "Thank you for your help."
Yeah, you guys make a great team.
Yeah, sure.
The
So
hallway
impressed.
is pitch black.
Sarah, are you okay?
You can still hear the inner workings of the body healing itself at a stupidly superhuman rate. So the bone that had the shoulder joint that had popped out, just kind of like she rolls it and just pops it back in as if it were nothing. Again, no grimace, no sign of pain. We are fine. Thank you for asking.
Darcy looks over at Ritter. I feel like that's not supposed to happen like that.
Well, you gotta remember the terror core is like totally helping Sarah's body out, so like maybe it's got some like super healing like qualities.
But it's still a human body, isn't it?
That
I mean,
speaking of which, so if we're gonna go into this hallway, do we leave the strange alien slug here, or do we bring it with?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping there's something in there that maybe we can use to not have it die.
maybe that chamber's in there.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to bring it with us, I guess. Do we have a safe way to make it travel? I don't know how you got it here, Chloe, but
In my pocket.
oh, maybe a little bit more secure.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. I mean, we got it in the beaker right now. I could just put a lid. Hey, Sarah, does this thing need, like, air?
It does not
No.
require air.
Okay.
You can put
Yeah.
a
So
sock
fine.
on top.
Yeah, we got all those socks. Chloe rips up one of the packages of clean socks and puts a sock over the top of the big beaker with the slug in it, and puts it in her pocket.
Perfect. You're right. Other uses for socks.
Ashley
Alrighty.
has decided, in the name of peace, not to comment on this. But there is concern.
Is everyone ready?
Looks down at flashlight. Yeah, totally.
Sal, are you ready?
I am always ready.
Way to go, buddy. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Who's going in first?
I think that's Silas.
Yeah, I think it might.
I'll go first.
I feel like
I'm
I
gonna
love it 'cause-
hesitate. I'll go first.
All the kids are
How-
just standing there,
Yeah.
like literally just waiting. It's that scene in the movie where they're
Oh.
like, "Do we really do this?"
How wide?
How wide? Yeah.
There's enough room for it would be single file. It's a tight fit. It's not like a typical door, as I
I
point
feel-
to my door that you can clearly see off screen.
I feel based off Ritter's current mood, and he feels like he has something he needs to prove or be useful. He volunteers to go first.
Darcy will follow with Sal like right after because she kind of already has in her head that she's going in second.
All right. So, because, this is how I plan. Let's, Ritter, you're going first. That means you're team captain for this play.
He blinks. If you mean by lead captain is if you mean lead of this band, yeah, totally.
Team captain, like,
Too many metaphors.
The
Okay,
the front runner, right? That's kind of what you mean.
so I'll stay in the
I'm
back.
the front runner. I'm the front
With the
runner,
back.
and you're like the drummer. You're like.
What does that
further
mean
back
in
on-
terms of, like, you know what? Do you know what? Let's just go with numbers.
Okay.
1. You're 1.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm 5. Wait, no. Sarah. 6.
Oh yeah. Where's Sarah gonna go on this line now?
In front of me.
Okay.
I think that I would try to get up as close to Ritter as possible, but Darcy is in the way, so I'll be third.
I'm surrounded by my dads.
We're watching you.
I'll go fourth.
Are you
Line
okay with
simulator. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
gotta love hallway scenes.
This is the ride.
You're right.
So you have your marching order, and with flashlights ablaze, you start making your way through this tunnel. And it's unlike the other tunnels that you have experienced so far in here, where they are very clearly paved over. There have been lights installed. It all looks very like, Cold War era bunker. This particular tunnel, though, you are actually touching like stone, like dirt and earth that's just been compressed, several feet underneath the actual surface. And you notice that the ground is battered in and matted about. It is not a concrete floor like everything else had been as well. So you are just kind of almost walking slightly on a slope now, going down kind of on uneven ground. And it's very cool in the tunnel, but it's also very humid. And as you continue to walk down, you start picking up this scent, and you can't quite place what it is, but it's very acrid. It's very foul smelling, almost like spilt milk that had been sitting in a car baking in the summer, all summer. The closer that you get towards the end of this tunnel, this hallway, the worse this begins to smell. And there's no door at the end. The hallway itself is probably 20 or so feet, so it's really small. And there is just like a carved out entryway. And do you guys continue to approach?
I mean, I would, but I think at this point, oh shit, no, I don't have my bandana anymore because I gave it to Chloe. I have another scarf because it's still cold out, and I'm trying to use that to block the smell, honestly, and breathe through my mouth. But I'll keep going.
Okay.
Sal, is there any bad things so far?
Sal kind of pokes his head out of the backpack and, with his glowing radio head, kind of looks around and...
I do not detect bad things.
Okay. Continue.
And he'll plop back into the backpack a bit. So, Ritter, you're the first one in line, and your flashlight is the first to kind of break through the entryway here. Again, it looks forcibly chiseled out. This is... somebody did this in a hurry, you might get a sense of, compared to the lovely structure and architecture that was the bunker. And you shine your light in, and again, the smell is just putrid in there. In that shirt, the scarf, nothing seems to get it out of your nose and in your mouth because the air is so thick. It is so humid in here. You shine the light around, and the first thing that you would notice is there is a pedestal in the center of this carved out room with a large bowl that is set atop of it. So it almost sort of looks like a bird bath, but not quite. And that's the main thing that you see. If you were to look up, there is this bluish crystal that is currently being suspended by a bright yellow metal frame up towards the ceiling. And if you were to follow the cables that were sticking out of this mechanism up above, it would take you all the way off to one side where there is a rather familiar looking electronics panel, one that you have seen before in the basement of the school.
Interesting. Is there anything inside of the bird bath, like the bird bath pedestal?
Yeah. Do you walk in further and take a look?
I mean, yeah. If I can still handle the stench, I think he'll call back to Silas briefly and be like, "Is any of this familiar to your dream, dude?"
No, not at all. I saw a chamber much like the ones that we've already seen. This is all different.
This is kind of like the basement at the school. Kinda.
It's good that's different from your dream, though, because maybe it won't turn out so bad. Right?
Yes, Darcy, you're right. Thank you.
And yeah, he'll go over to the bird bath.
Okay. So you peer inside and you shine your light, and there's a liquid in there. It's very metallic and reflective in nature, but floating on the surface of this fluid are several bloated worm-like creatures. They're molded, rotting. The humidity level in this room should have eaten them away, but for whatever reason, they're not fully decayed.
But they are dead.
Probably.
I think he turns the back of the flashlight around and kind of just nudges one just to make sure it's dead. They are dead. Do they move? Do they come back alive? No?
No, there is no movement from them.
I imagine that he kind of nudges one to the point where he just kind of flops out, and then he's like, Sarah, is this your chamber thing? Because I think your friends are dead. Actually, I don't even know if these are your friends.
You nudge one, and like, because this has been unmoved for who knows how long, it just releases an even deeper stench. I would genuinely make you roll a Constitution saving throw here. I don't know what this. Is there a thing here for that?
Maybe straight body.
I would climb. Create good atmosphere. Find weak points. Understand people. Yeah, go ahead and roll just body to see how you are
0
reacting.
successes.
Okay. Please explain how Ritter would handle just this bomb of just putrid, decaying smell.
I'm sure he probably has not smelled anything that bad ever, but he kind of drives into the scarf, backpedals probably a little bit too quickly, and will probably knock into the nearest person behind him. So, Darcy, you have a tall boy kind of bonk into you like, oh god.
Are you okay? What's with that?
Do you not smell it? Can you not smell it?
I mean, it's gross, but is it like worth? Oh god. Okay. Are you okay? You gonna be okay there? Do we need to back up? Do you want to back up a little?
Just give me a minute.
Oh,
and then he kind of he slaps a hand on the wall and he's like, just give me a minute.
Do you want a sock? Will a sock help you?
I don't. Unless the sock has some potpourri in it, it's not gonna do anything.
I don't know. They're fresh socks.
Maybe we should move off to the side and let Sarah look at it, because Sarah probably doesn't think it smells that bad.
Okay, let's save space where we don't smell so much. Okay.
And I imagine all of us will kind of hug the wall to let Sarah come by to see it.
Sure. And she'll go ahead and kind of brush past everybody. Her oversized, very puffy jacket kind of squeaking as she moves against the wall. And she walks up to the bird bath and looks inside for a moment, and for the second time, I think it is the second time, she turns back to you, and there are tears running down her rather emotionless face. And she nods. These are Derricour.
Oh.
At least they were. They exist no more on this plane.
Ritter still has cover his face. Did someone put them there, or is this your chamber thing that you mentioned?
This is, well, not the chambers I remember. This is similar. And she looks up and, kind of stares at the crystal, at this blue crystal that's kind of, again, being held up. It appears that whoever operated here, they were able to create the nutrients that the Derricour require in order to not destroy our hosts.
So, are you saying that crystal's like man-made, or is that like alien-made?
We have not seen this particular stone before. We are unfamiliar with it. So we would guess that this is man-made. Your people created this.
Can I see if I can do like a comprehend to realize that this is some Rick Synergy bullshit?
Yeah, totally.
1 success. Awesome.
Yep. Totally, I mean, it's Rick Synergy yellow.
That's
Very
what I
hard
was
to
thinking. Yeah.
to miss on that. Yeah. So
This is definitely Rick Synergy stuff. Maybe we can get into the other computer? I think he's recovered enough to not be gagging instantaneously. And we'll try to go over to the computer and kind of leave enough room for other people to kind of file in. And he'll call back and be like, Chloe, you might want to try to put the slug in the bird bath.
Yeah, I'll go look. Is Sarah still over by the bird bath?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and put my hand on her. I'm sorry about your friends. Do you know, is it just time? Do you know what happened?
we do not know. They perhaps ran out of nutrients and starved, is our guess.
So then this chamber wouldn't work at all, would it?
And she looks up to the stone, and kind of follows the wires over to where the computer panel is, and goes, "It does not seem operational."
Well, maybe we can get it up and working again. Maybe if we're lucky, this doesn't have a password.
Yeah, I don't think I should put the thing in here until we know that it works.
Yeah, probably not.
Can I try turning this thing on and argue that because I figured out how to turn on the other panel, that I would be able to turn this one on?
Yes, you will actually get a +1 die because you're using past Rick Synergy knowledge that you have obtained about
Okay.
the system.
Okay, cool. So would that be a program then?
Doop, 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 doop. Yeah, this would be program.
1 success. As long as it's
Fantastic.
alien technology, I'm good.
You're right. Stupid door. I don't know how to work this thing. Oh, look, bleep loop gear. Doop doop doop. Yeah, it's Ritter's
My
brand
personal
now.
computer. Alien technology.
Yeah, love it. So, you what is it that you're trying to do with the computer system now? So go ahead and
I'm
kind of
trying-
explain what you're doing.
I imagine that Ritter just thinks in his head and he's like, okay, just play the Queen song like you did last time. And he starts doing that and it's booting up, but he's trying to see if he can get to a user user configuration so that he can try to actually function with it. Like he's trying to get it up to the point where it log in and then move past the login, and then he'll be completely confused because that's uncharted territory.
Right. So in this particular case, there is no login. As soon as you touch the panel and start pushing buttons, at some point one of them is the actual on button, and it starts booting up. So the keys illuminate in this blue, lighting, and this kind of like hollow screen pops up in front of you right up against the yellow panel. And where you had been stuck on a login screen before, you now see a very bizarre interface there are strange ruins on it that you do not understand, but it is familiar. They look very similar to the keypad that Darcy and Ashley had solved getting into the basement. So it's not English for sure. And there are a couple of levers, almost like an audio mixer, and another kind of weird shape. And right now the shape is just an outline.
Okay. I think like he gets excited that he gets past the login screen and kind of looks back for validation from the rest of the group. And he's like, okay, so there's no password. I can't read that alien language.
Okay, but good job getting it on.
Yeah.
Yes, Ritter, very good work.
Yeah.
Does it look like the sliders are in one, like an extreme one position?
Yes.
I mean, he'll start flipping things again, but he's just letting people know that he doesn't understand the language.
Chloe says, yeah, but those look like soundboard things. That's just how you turn it up, right?
I mean, yeah, if there's juice going to it, I mean, I could see. And then he'll go in and start futzing.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a tinker.
One success.
Fantastic. So, Ritter, with kind of Chloe kind of hovering over you, like kind of like pointing, like, "Ooh, try this," and you are adjusting this not anymore with the keypad in front of you, but you actually go to touch the screen, and a little light kind of illuminates around where your finger is, almost like you were actually pressing against a screen, but there's actually nothing there. If your finger went all the way through, you would be touching the metal yellow panel. But when you pull back a bit, it's almost like you can manipulate the screen itself by the positioning of your fingers. So once you figure that out, like any good soundboard tech, you just kind of touch all three of them and slowly start elevating the bars. And as you elevate them, this little blue light kind of like bloop, 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 bloop starts peeking up, and nothing seems to be happening right now. You let go, and they boom, and they fall back down.
So the weird Tron stuff kind of works, but not like exactly. I can get the levels to go up, but they're not like sticking. Maybe there's something else we got to do with the one circle thing. And he looks over to where the circle's at to see if that's changing at all while he's trying to raise the levels.
Nope.
Can I mess with the circle thing?
Mm-hmm.
He starts trying to see if it can turn, if it needs to be depressed or anything like that. Just maybe it's like, record scratch.
Yeah, everything that you're kind of attempting to do doesn't seem to be working. Go ahead and roll me a comprehend with a +1 die.
Okay. Nope.
Okay.
Can I roll a comprehend? Because I'm lurking over the shoulder and being annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
2 successes.
Fantastic. So the next time that you have to use this technology, you will also get a +1 die. Yeah, bonus effects are kind of fun in this game. When the information comes up again. Sometimes it doesn't. So Chloe, you're kind of like hovering over his shoulder, watching Ritter kind of like mess around with this, and you might even be getting a little frustrated because Ritter is such a free spirit that it's just kind of chaos in how he's approaching this. And you know, in your very sciencey, organized brain that like, no, you should start testing this area first. And then if that doesn't work, you go to this next one. If that doesn't work, you know, maybe it's this problem. And after kind of watching him fiddle with it for a bit, you realize that there's nothing wrong with the panel itself, with what Ritter is doing, but that there is this shape that's, you know, taking up the other half of the screen. You look up over to the crystal and you look back to the shape and you recognize that the shapes are quite similar. It doesn't appear that there is any energy or any type of like power source in this empty shape. Whereas every time that the sliding bars would go up, they are filled up. But then they are soon depleted. Because there's nothing in this other shape.
Is the panel that was wired to the crystal, is that somewhere else, or is that the thing that we're at?
That's the thing that you're at.
Okay. I think it's the crystal thing. Like this thing, it's the same thing as that thing. It doesn't have any juice. It needs more batteries.
Well, I don't know what an alien battery is.
Oh, that's a good point. Can we
Well-
reach the crystal?
Yeah, is it within?
It's probably like maybe 10 feet up in the air. So it's not unreachable.
What if?
No. Natalie wanted to recommend putting Darcy on somebody's shoulders, and then if I was getting Sal to touch it.
Actually, just about to suggest Darcy getting on Ashley's shoulders.
There we go.
Alternately, no, okay, Ashley will come in. So, I mean, maybe Ritter and I could kind of like put our fingers together, and you know, kind of like how they do like those trust exercises before practice. Put your hands together, and then you could like step up onto them, and then see if you could reach.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try.
I mean, only
Yeah,
if you're okay
sure.
with that. Ritter.
Yeah, I mean, I've picked up Darcy plenty of times already.
Well, that's fair.
Normally to get me out of trouble.
He just nods at that.
Alright, yeah.
Do the alley-oop.
So if they do that,
Okay.
will it be enough to get me to like touch it or grab it?
I need Ashley
Oh, God.
and Ritter to roll force.
Oh.
AK to not drop Darcy.
I failed.
Please don't drop Darcy.
I got one.
Okay.
Good job, Ritter. You're just...
So I'm gonna let you go ahead, the two of you, explain how this doesn't end up working. Not from Ashley's standpoint, from Ritter's standpoint.
I think with Ritter, that Ritter has a very heavy bass guitar case hanging off his back, and that kind of puts him a little bit off balance. It's either that or like maybe Darcy steps too hard, and he kind of loses his grip a little bit.
Is Ritter wearing any hand jewelry or rings?
He can, yeah.
Because Ashley's certainly not wearing any rings, and so wouldn't even think to say anything. But if Darcy steps on your hand and you've got rings and they start like digging into your skin, you could just like drop the foot that you have because it hurts.
Also, Darcy's wearing cleats, so
Metal cleats. And like Darcy's
any
heavier
respectable
because-
12-year-old would be doing.
and Darcy's heavier because of Sal.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I do have Sal.
There is
And
also Sal.
There is also Sal.
Why am I not just lifting Ritter? Ritter's tall. Oh well.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean Ritter's 5'8", so
Probably the better plan. True. Darcy was just really excited about this idea.
so yeah, that's how he kind of fails, and he kind of like he winces. And, sorry.
I'm so sorry. Are you
No,
okay?
No, it's fine. I'm just having a day. He looks sad.
Can I roll empathize for Ritter? Because Ritter seems very upset, and I think Silas has been kind of out of it generally coming down here because I think he's waiting for the shoe to drop.
Right.
Vis-a-vis Nightmare, but I'm gonna roll empathize real quick. 1 success.
What question do you ask?
What is Ritter feeling?
Ritter feels like he's not performing up to snuff, and it's kind of because he couldn't calm down Chloe, he couldn't calm down Ashley, he didn't get any, recognition of helping Ashley with the wound. He feels bad about Sarah, wants to protect Sarah. Probably heard Chloe huffing behind him the whole time he was fucking around with the panel. So he probably is just like, I can't do anything right today. And then on top of him being bummed out previously about the lack of or how badly our investigation went earlier today, so he just feels a little useless today.
Bert's really sorry about that. There was a lot going on and it had wounds.
Totally cool. He's not blaming Ashley for anything. This is just his headspace right now. Because teenagers are irrational.
They are emotional.
You don't.
Yeah. So it's totally cool. But yeah, he kind of he shakes his hand out. He's like, okay, maybe you probably got it all by yourself, Ash. I mean, you're like super strong, so you could.
I
Probably
can't
just
jump
lift
that far.
yourself. Well, no, you could just probably just lift Darcy yourself.
No, I mean maybe, but I definitely would still need you to spot her if that's. I mean, so
Yeah, I can totally do that. That's not a problem.
you just gotta do like this, and if she starts to fall, just kind of like push.
Okay. I can
Should
do
we maybe try to put me up without Sal at first, and then if we need Sal, somebody can like hand it up to me?
I'm gonna kind of like look around your back. Yeah. That would Sal's yeah.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, that's like 30 pounds, Just gone.
Darcy's been carrying 30 pounds in a backpack.
Sounds a big boy.
Before I could lift
Darcy's gonna get like built, guys, because of carrying this around all the time.
Quad game.
Anyway,
Or just severe back problems from heavy backpacks.
probably both. Both.
She'll just never get any taller. It's just to keep weighing her shorter.
Oh, yeah, that's yep. So Darcy puts down the backpack. Sal, stay there.
Okay.
Good boy. And goes over to Ashley. Just start, I don't know, trying to climb up as much as she can, or however.
Ashley's just gonna kind of look at you and then reevaluate. Tell you what, I'm gonna crouch. So I crouch down. Ritter, can you help her get onto my shoulders?
Yeah, I can do that.
I still really need you to help me spot.
Yeah, I got my hands out.
Okay. And then
I
I
wonder if Ritter understands
stand
what
up
spot even
with
means.
When she falls, Ritter will know what to do.
Yes, exactly.
It's dad instinct right there.
It's just dad instincts.
Right, I have to dad.
Okay, then I'm gonna stand up with Darcy on my shoulders.
All right, go ahead and roll force.
Oh, but you know what? No. I have an auto success from rambling on.
Good job.
Well used. Well used. So go continue on with your action.
All right,
And
let's
don't
go.
forget,
Yep.
you also all have luck. Everything replenished.
Oh,
Your
yeah,
lucks,
everything
your
replenished, which is great.
prides.
Not
you
the
have
15-year-old.
They're just like, no.
Well, except
Yep,
for the
not
15-year-old,
15-year-old.
you have nothing. Sorry.
We have nothing. But
I'm
Darcy,
good.
you've got a couple in your pocket. Chloe,
I've
you've
got,
got
like,
some.
3.
Ashley, you've got one. So
I'm a wee
Okay.
one. It's great. So if I'm on top of Ashley's shoulders, am I tall enough then? Okay, so I'm going to touch it.
Mhm.
Do I feel anything? Is anything happening?
Nothing happens when you touch it,
Mhm.
but your hands feel this warmth. This almost like you know those like electrostatic balls that you touch and like all the little
Yeah.
lightning comes and shoots out at you? That's what it feels like when you touch it.
Huh.
Okay, so it's warm. Do you want me to try to like get it down? Should I grab it?
it might be too
No.
heavy, Darcy.
Sarah, in the machines that you got somewhere else, do you replace these or do you recharge them?
These are not ours. We are unfamiliar with what they are using. We can only suspect that your people were able to derive a way for us to receive our nutrients. It is not something we are familiar with.
Darcy, can you see, is there anything inside of it or special about the surface?
And I shine my light up to her.
Okay.
Okay,
Darcy,
then.
why don't you go ahead and roll investigate for me?
Okay, I can do that. One success.
Excellent. Would you like to ask 2 questions or would you like me to narrate?
Gonna go with narrate.
Okay, not a problem. So, Darcy, you're up there. I mean, and it's kind of fun to touch, and even like some of your already kind of poofy hair is starting to like fizz up and outwards every time that you touch it, and when you let go, it all falls flat.
Which means I've been touching it and stopping touching it a few times now.
Of course, you have to, and just by proxy, like some of Ashley's like loose hair is kind of like rising as well. But you kind of like tug on it, and it is there's not even a little wiggle. It is just firmly stuck in place within the yellow frame. And as you're kind of like looking around and looking up, you kind of follow the wires over to the panel, and there's just you see it. You see the problem.
Mhm.
It looks like one of the wires is unplugged.
Guys, I think there's an easier solution.
And she kind of just points towards that.
Ritter feels even more stupid than he did earlier.
Someone want to fix that?
Oh, that would...
Can't be me. I'm up here.
Silas?
Wait, hold on just a sec. Chloe's gonna take a sample of the weird goo in the bird bath using like an acid-free sheet and put it in a Ziploc. I just want to see if it's different after it turns on.
Sounds good.
Ritter, you're much better with this technology than I am. Do you want to see if you can fix it?
No, it's okay. You can do it. I'm spotting.
Ritter.
And I just kind of like firm eyes, and I kind of punt you out of the way and put my hands up to spot.
Okay. He's
Take
not
it, Dad.
sure if Silas is mad at him or not, and he's like, yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. It kind of goes over. It's just kind of. I'm assuming it's easy to plug it in.
Yep. I'm not even gonna have you roll for it. Just you pick it up, you kind of like stare at it for a second, still feeling really defeated because this is like painfully obvious. Like all the squares go in the squares and the triangle goes in the triangle, and then you just kind of turn it a little bit and boop, you could plug it in. No roll needed.
He just does that and he's like, okay.
As you plug it in, you're electrocuted. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah!
You,
I died.
Right.
and we're first
The
time.
end.
Yeah. You. What?
Nothing. I just no. It's not another
It's not
dream,
just
guys.
fun,
Not
I
another
can't
dream.
kill everybody.
Yeah, it's not the fun, but it's also hopefully not a dream.
It could be.
No!
So you you go ahead, you plug it in, and as soon as you do, you hear a familiar like electric hum, so like a zzz, as something seems to be powering on. And as some of you are looking at the crystal, and Chloe, I'm assuming you and Ritter are probably looking at the screen, you notice that the shape of the crystal on the display is slowly starting to fill up with this blue light, while everybody else who's staring up at the crystal is noticing just a soft little pulse. The light glows brighter and dimmer. Brighter and dimmer.
Darcy's gonna touch it again. Does it feel any different?
All of your hair stands up. It's almost painful to touch at this point.
Okay,
Ashley, you feel a jolt as well.
Huh. I feel like
To not do that again.
I feel like narratively, actually, Ashley is gonna kind of like jolt a little bit, and Darcy is gonna start going backwards just a little.
probably.
Does my spotter do his job?
That's a good question. How do I determine that?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Comprehend.
I'm just messing around.
I mean, if you want to roll, I'm not
Investigate,
opposed to
investigate.
No, it's not investigate. I would
work
go
for
ahead
you,
and
though.
say comprehend. Like, do you understand what's going on? And can you act in time?
Do you have your gloves on? No, it's not your thing anymore. Sorry, forgot.
Not investigate either.
So really,
So,
no.
I got one success. No, we're fine.
God. Oh. You're fine. You help Darcy down and do what a good spotter should be doing. Good dad Silas.
Actually, just
He's never been accused of that before.
electrocution.
Sorry, Ashley. Thank you, Silas. Don't touch it. Not anymore. Yeah.
I want to run over and see if the pool is changing at all.
So the pool isn't so much changing as there are go ahead and roll me investigate. We'll see how much
Investigate or
you can
comprehend?
figure out. Whichever one is higher for you.
Really? All right. Ah. 2 successes.
Excellent. And again, you will rack up a +1 die to the next time that you
For
need
alien
to
bird baths?
recall on this. Yep, for alien bird baths, exactly. Because
I'll put it
you're
in my
going to see them
notes.
so frequently. Yeah, so you notice that as the room kind of illuminates and then dims and illuminates and dims, it seems to be impacting the fluid. And again, it's a very metallic fluid, almost like what you would expect like liquid mercury would look like. And the creatures that had been floating in it now just kind of like are being forced to move around and eventually just kind of sink until they are completely consumed by the rippling that is going on within the liquid at the tempo of the light.
Says, wow, it's self-cleaning the dead things.
Ew.
That's good, because I'm sure it probably doesn't want to be with a bunch of dead things in there.
Well, I mean, if we think it's one of the bad ones, do we care about what it wants all that much? Other than the fact that we don't want it to be dead?
Oh wait,
Gee,
what's Sal?
Yes, friend.
He pokes his head out of the rainbow backpack.
Well, Sal's not reacting. This is weird.
Oh. Hey, Sal. I pull the beaker out of my jacket pocket.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of this little slug thing?
Sal kind of, turns his radio head towards it, little light kind of illuminating from, the face plate area. Just kind of looks at it and goes, "Gross."
Yeah, that's what they all say, Sal. Maybe they're like us, Like Sal doesn't look at every person that's a, jerk and say that they're a bad thing.
No, he just calls them a jerk.
Yeah. So maybe maybe you can't tell if you're a Sal that this is a bad thing.
Ashley's gonna side-eye Silas and kind of smirk.
I was just thinking about that too, but I don't know about it.
I'm thinking about the bad joke that Sal told Darcy once about Silas. So, Darcy's kind of snickered too.
It's all the group inside jokes that, nobody else actually knows.
Nobody
Yep.
knows.
Teenagers.
The jokes between people and Sal. That's...
Oh, we're normal.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Ritter, is there anything going on that screen that you can see?
Other than that, it seems like the crystal's recharging. Not really. Unless I do see anything else different.
Yeah, the crystal's recharging slowly but surely. You can see that go up, and all of the bars are still down. Unless you've been messing with them.
He tries once to raise them back up.
Sure. So as you go ahead and you raise them up, nothing seems to happen on the screen except for, the same lights fill up. But Chloe, you notice that the rippling pattern that is, again, occurring because of the pulse that's going on, it changes. Now there is a geometric shape that kind of ripples. I don't know if you've ever watched sound pass through sand, and at different wavelengths, the sand goes so tight. The sand is fine. The sand changes into these really bizarre shapes, depending on the frequency. Chloe, you're picking up that's probably what's going on. You're adjusting the power level as to what's being emitted into the bowl.
Rita, you're making cool shapes on the thing.
Oh yeah? And kind of tries to peer over from where he's fucking around with it. Is that a good thing?
I don't know. It's better than it not doing anything, I suppose. Does Sarah have any reaction to what's going on, or is she just sort of staring mutely?
Yeah, she just kind of stares. She doesn't know what to do with herself unless being told what to do.
Sarah, does this look more like your chambers now? Does it do this thing with the shapes, and do you know what the shapes mean?
And she kind of carefully peers over. and will nod to you. Yes, this is much more familiar, but this is not the typical shape that we can recall.
Can
So, for the sake of time and how this will work, Ritter,
all
go
night.
ahead. I know, right? Go ahead and roll. Whichever one is higher for you, program or tinker, with a +1 die, because you're understanding the technology a little better.
You notice.
Excuse me.
No Ritter.
My boy can't do anything right today.
Are you sure you can't roll?
Oh, you don't have
charm?
luck.
Yeah, I don't have any luck. And I don't want to waste my pride on this. Chloe, Chloe, why don't you come and do it? You could probably do it better than me.
Yeah, so Ritter, you just keep
Poor
doing
Ritter.
the same thing over and over again. Like, is this better? Nope. You need to, like,
And expecting
put
different
all
results.
3 of them back down. Yeah, like it's just repetitive, and Sarah does not seem to be annoyed, but just continues to respond with, "That is incorrect. That is incorrect. That is incorrect. That is," and like we'll just keep doing it until you do something different.
I think he kind of sighs and is like, okay, Sarah, why don't you... And he slowly takes her hand and puts it on the panel. Okay, why don't you mess with it until you get the shape that it needs to be?
But we cannot see the pool from here.
What shape does it need to be?
She looks around as if to try to find something to draw it on or show you. She has nothing.
Darcy, do you have paper and a pencil for Sarah?
Yeah. I mean, gets her sketchbook out of the backpack. In her
Can
bag,
you
and she
take
scripts
her
out
and help her draw some shapes?
Yeah. Sarah, we're gonna draw again. Hopefully you can, instead of like explaining what this is supposed to be, like, how about you try drawing it? Do you think you can do that?
Of course, we will do our best.
I think as that's sort of happening, as she's getting pulled off to the side, I just kind of like go up to Ritter. I'm like,
Ritter, what is going on?
He kind of like rubs the back of his head and he's like, nothing, dude. I'm just having a bad day, you know? Just feel like I can't do anything right. And then he kind of leans in a little closer and it's like, are you like mad at me or something?
No, Ritter, I'm just worried about you.
Cute, Ashley just like backing up quietly.
No, it's fine, man. I mean, I just think I'm just like annoying everyone or something. Like, I'm not doing
No,
anything right.
Ritter, no, that is not what I'm talking about.
I reach into like your jacket pocket and I pull out the lighter, and I'm like,
Why? I don't know why. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
With the lighter?
just like, really?
He kind of, like a bead of sweat kind of drips down his temple. Okay. And he kind of pats his pockets and kind of pulls out a pack of cigarettes. They're Marlboros. Okay. So these, when I'm like super stressed out, which I'm pretty stressed out right now, and he kind of like, he taps it a couple times. I smoke these to make me feel not so stressed out. That's why I have them. That's why anybody has cigarettes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that you weren't stressed out about me or whatever.
He just shakes his head. He's like, why would I be stressed out about you, dude? You're like one of the few good things going on right now. And then he kind of like, he takes one cigarette out and then he takes another one out. Do you want to try one?
Ritter, I don't know. Not in here. I don't know how well a flame will do with whatever fumes are in this room, but...
Oh, right, yeah.
Maybe you can
Hey,
explain
why,
it later.
Okay. See, this is why, like, you're, like, the smart one, and I'm, like, totally not the smart one. And he just slowly just tucks them back in.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
The place in the basement at the school?
No. With the sliders and one of your amplifiers.
Well, the amplifiers have more like knobs, like what Sal has, but yeah, it's kind of like my audio synth mixer that I got last year.
Then what is the difference? You know of the bass and the other one, and they balance.
Mm-hmm.
Just do the same thing.
I mean,
I don't know why, but you are very good with this technology, and this is perfect for you.
Is he trying to make him feel better?
Yes.
Do you have to roll anything to make him feel better?
I don't know.
That is, I mean, if you want to do a mechanical thing, otherwise it's entirely up to you, but this would be a charm roll from Silas. If you wanted to do that, I'm not going to force. This is very narrative.
Right.
It's up to your teenage hormones.
I will roll it because when Silas leveled up, he took an extra point in charm because he learned from Ritter to fucking be able to speak to people.
Oh, that's cute. Don't fail.
I rolled 5 dice and got 3 successes.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Silas is smooth.
So smooth.
Hey, like Ritter kind of like, I imagine he goes like beet red at that because he probably doesn't expect Silas to be as smooth talker as he is. And he laughs nervously and he's like, yeah, I bet you say that to all the boys, huh? As he's throwing that line back at him that he did a few episodes back.
Fuck me.
He says, all right, well, make some music.
Why don't I do you one better? Why don't we both do it? And I can show you kind of how I do it. And he kind of takes him by the hand.
He's so nervous. He hasn't touched an instrument his whole life. Not that this is an instrument, but still.
They're pretending right now. They're in a fantasy land. Like the rest of the girls are like, oh my fucking god. Can you not?
No, actually,
this is like our scene from Ghost.
Actually, it was just like, oh.
Darcy's low-key wondering what the smokes were still, and she's like, what is that?
Oh no, our
It's
like
our
I thought it
daughter
was
knows about
probably-
smokes.
Low key hoping he lit that up so she could bum one because she is that guy.
It's okay.
Oh no, Darcy was really hoping. She really wanted you guys to start smoking, so she'd be like, "Look, it's the ghosts coming out of the ghosts." Explain the smoke thing from earlier.
It's okay. We'll smoke the entire pack later. But Ritter will take Silas over there. And yes, he will try to ghost the hands to fuck around with it. We're using the power of heart to make this work, to make a
I would
heart
say
shape,
this is a
and-
charm roll on the panel.
Charm in that panel.
we need to make a
just
heart
like,
shape.
If you sing Unchained Melody, I will let you on a success. Isn't that the song that
come
plays?
now. Yes, but
Not it. You have
We
to
were
do it,
talking
Michael.
about karaoke.
fuck me.
Yeah.
Ah,
We were talking about a karaoke episode coming up, right? Right?
we were.
I don't know about this mic setup and the configuration. I have no background vocals or anything like that.
Let's do it as Silas.
Excuses?
Am I
Oh god, that would
confusing
be
it with
worse to do it as.
a different.
Let's like,
Oh my
do it
gosh,
as-
do it as size would be even better. You're the bard of the party, right?
No, he's the bard of the party. That's the whole point.
No, it's fine. You don't have to do anything. Between the two of you, working together with the information that you already have, with Chloe there also kind of like assisting, Darcy and Sarah now have this drawing in Darcy's sketchbook that is like almost a perfect rendition of what Sarah was wanting, and she'll hold it up and show everybody else like, this is typically the waves we swim in. And it's just this peculiar geometric, looking shape of, different squares and like other lines off to the side. It's really psychedelic, but also really well drawn.
It
Now
looks
I know
really
what
good,
Ritter's
Sarah.
tattoo's gonna be in the future.
There you go.
It looks really good, Sarah. Good job.
Thank you. So Ritter and Silas, you go ahead and like you're adjusting one by one, and Sarah and Darcy, Ashley, Chloe, whoever's kind of hovering over can look at the shape as well that Sarah is holding, as well as Sarah looking into the pool, and kind of telling you like, that is incorrect. That is incorrect. And you play this game of just kind of like adjusting things here or there until finally there. That is the shape.
Okay, now what?
I feel like they both throw their hands back before they fuck it up again.
Now we would presume it is safe to feed, to replenish without being incinerated.
Chloe, do you want to check with the little guy?
Yeah. So I pull the flask out of my jacket and I walk over to the pool.
Joke's on us, it's
Ashley-
already dead.
Ashley, do you want to stand near me with the
Ashley's
in
gonna
case.
pull the hammer out of the backpack. Yep.
and I put the flask with the thing still in the glass like up close to the pool and see if it reacts at all.
And it does. It's otherwise just been kind of sitting there, maybe occasionally like twitching every so often, just like shifting like a worm would. And the closer though that you bring it to the pool, it seems to be much more animated, and now it looks like it's trying to crawl out of the beaker.
Okay. I tap the beaker so that it doesn't get out on its own, and I take the clean sock off the top, and I look back at Ashley cautiously, and I dump it into the middle of the pool and step back.
Okay. And there's no splash. It just disappears into the pool. The geometric shape that is being pulsated down from this crystal above is still doing its job. You can't see into the liquid. It's too thick.
I take
Very opaque.
another sample of the thing so that I have my before and after samples.
Okay. You successfully take a sample. Nothing
And
else seems
we
to be
can't-
happening. Nope.
Well, now what?
It lives here for now.
I don't know. Well, is it safe living here though? Like, yeah, it's gonna get healthy again, but isn't it eventually still gonna try to get a host?
Yeah. I think we just... Sarah, how long does it have to, do the thing before we can take it back out again? You said it has to refresh. How long does it have to refresh? In your ones, not in these weird Rick Synergy ones.
We would have to understand the mathematics behind what this stone is doing, we would suppose. But if it is operating as intended, we could live here.
Oh.
We require nothing more. It is for the benefit of our host to be at our best.
Okay.
So the little guy's happy here?
Happy. And she kind of has that blank stare, and you've seen this before, as if she's tapping into Sarah's actual memories. And she slowly shakes her head. No. This is not a good existence. It is why we Derricor seek a host.
Yeah.
On our homeworld, our hosts are volunteers. We coexist together. They provide us with a means to see, smell, speak, and we provide them prolonged life, enhanced ability. Together we are one. Without a host, we may as well be dead.
So it's gonna try to find a host. But Sarah, is the host really living though? Because it seems like the Derricor are the ones in control pretty much. So if they don't really get anything except they're taken over and kind of lose everything.
Humans are peculiar.
Yeah.
We do not often seek out such sentient hosts. Sarah and we have come to an agreement. We speak as one.
Okay.
But not all Derricor are as peaceful in their resolution together. The Avani,
Oh, no.
we have spoken of them before.
Yeah.
The Avani will take as they please. They care not for their host.
Chloe looks sort of concernedly at the bird bath. These Avani, how do they... They're just slugs. How do they get to their hosts?
They may wander. They may secrete, we believe would be the proper word. Hey, thank you so much for the cheers. You're the best. The Derricor are capable of emitting chemicals that make us enticing to beings and creatures whom may pass by.
So if that's an Avani that we just put in the tub, did we just make it strong enough to do its thing?
We cannot tell if it is Ivani or true Derricor. We are one and the same.
But if it is, then didn't we just make it stronger?
You have given it the ability to continue surviving, yes?
Ashley's gonna just walk away and take a little bit of a circuit around this thing, 'cause she's displeased.
Chloe just turns and looks at Ashley. What do I do? Do you want me to pull it out? I don't want to kill an alien, but I don't want to be...
Have we made up enough
Yeah.
for me to make a joke here?
Yeah, sure. At
Just
least
don't
for
eat it.
now. Well, yeah, obviously no eating it, but I promised you, cross my heart, I'm not gonna eat any slugs. Alien
You're not
slugs. So,
going to, but what if it decides to take you anyways?
yeah.
That's where the dreams have been weird. They've been
That's what I
Not
was trying to say earlier when you
exactly.
yelled at me for implying it.
no, but
I mean, you know.
I think I don't know. It's kind of scary because maybe it's not going to be Chloe, but maybe it's going to be somebody. And maybe it's not that we decide to eat it, but maybe it's ugh. But it just
That's what I was
Yes,
trying to
the
say. I
decision of-
think my dream is showing us that thing
might be
mind
ironic.
controlling someone into letting it take over, and then it tries to kill all of us. Or anyone that knows about it.
Where's Mr. Blink when you need him? He would know.
Never there
think.
when you actually need him.
Has
No.
your cat shown up for any of these dreams when they come true?
No, when something's
Alex?
true.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Not
him
in
in
real
real
life.
life in a bit. Well, not
Yeah, the only time that
since
you've
the
seen him in real
library.
life, was the library.
Or he showed up at the school. Once. Remember when we were at the dance?
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yes,
unless
he
that was the
there.
nightmare already.
Was that the nightmare?
No, that was after the nightmare. So that's technically the
no, I
only
can't
time
remember.
that
That's
he's
right.
actually shown up in to coincide with a dream
Yes.
coming true.
Mm-hmm.
So Ritter will mention that.
Yeah, so it's hard to know then if we killed this thing. Sorry, Sarah, that feels rude to say in front of you. But if
I think she
we
could
try
probably
to
take it.
probably. I feel like this isn't safe. You're safe, Sarah, because you in theory, unless you've been lying to us. I hope you're not lying to us. In theory, this thing probably isn't good. Which means we probably shouldn't be helping it. This can help you, Sarah, but it can't help. We can't help this thing. Can we?
Chloe just sits down on the ground. We can't kill it either because we don't know what it is. You know, I mean, it's like an ET, right? It's an alien, but if you kill ET, you're not the good guy in the movie.
Right.
So-
We know that
There's-
it can.
The alien is to send them back where they belong.
Yeah, but yeah.
Sarah, is there like in any way that we can like somehow get you guys back home?
Yeah.
We wish. We have been searching for very, very long time. And it is what divided us. When Rick Synergy began to build here, some of the Derricor, the Avani, thought that it was important to infiltrate their facilities. That they would be the means to get us home. But the Derricor did not agree. We did not agree to this. We would have been fine living the rest of our lives between hosts as necessary. It is why you found me, or you found us. We were imprisoned. Because we did not adhere to their philosophy.
So,
Sarah, are you
Oh, sorry. You go ahead, Chloe.
are you saying that the Avani are running all the things at Rick's Synergy?
No. We have seen many faces from our cell. There are several with that symbol, and she points to the Rick Synergy, computer panel where you can see, obviously the Rick Synergy emblem, outlined in blue against the yellow panel.
Mhm.
There are many, yes, but there are few of us. We suspect that not all are hosts.
how can you tell the difference? Like, if an Avani is in a host versus Derricor, how can you tell?
The same way that you can tell who is good and who is bad by
That's
the
not
deeds
very
that they
easy.
do.
Oh. That's still
It
not
is
very
not.
easy.
Sarah, can I ask you a quick
Yes.
question? Well, you were being held for like a super long time, right?
Yes.
And you saw people come in, right? Could you tell if they were Avani?
We are not sure which members of that council were Avani, but we suspect several were.
Yeah.
And he kind of just slowly looks back towards the rest of the group. So that could mean McDonald could be a weird possessed alien person?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that could be.
Wait, that means that like anyone at Rick Synergy could be one of these kind of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if the people were working with the Avani kind of people, then they stopped. Maybe. Oh God. I go walk
I
over
don't-
by Ashley and just like sit by her.
Guys, I know we like this bunker, but I'm kind of scared of it right now.
Yeah. I kind of want to check. God, what if my mom's one? And then like, he looks to Silas and he
Yeah.
doesn't say, hey, your dad, but he kind of has that look on his face like,
I was just gonna say, Silas is being very, very quiet, and then I think at a certain point he just looks up and asks,
Sarah, when you were being held, did you see someone who looked like me, but older?
And she kind of looks at you for a moment. Perhaps.
Ashley has also gone kind of rigid and like a little bug-eyed.
I kind of take Ashley's hand and I lean in and say as quietly as I can, "Do you think that's what happened to Daquan's dad?"
I think what happened to Daquan's dad, well, I mean, maybe, but I think that happened because he found out Daquan was snooping around.
Yeah.
And might have had to report it or something. It was really very sudden.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. But
so Sarah,
one of the things a lot of us had in common was that our parents worked there.
Yeah.
I'm with Darcy. I want to go.
Yeah, this isn't good. This is between the lab under the school, which, I mean, I'm glad I don't go there. I don't know if I ever want to go there. And between here, this is where... Why do they have labs in these places, though? But they're abandoned, kind of.
Yeah. The one that you were talking about at the school and the one that Principal Rose was in, people are doing stuff there, but nobody's doing stuff in this one.
But why?
But they could have done stuff here.
They did do stuff here. Did you see the other room?
Chloe. Our wall. With all of our names on it.
Yeah.
We need to...
Someone else please remember about the fingerprints because I'm not going to bring it up again.
No, but there's a reason they don't come back here. There's gotta be a reason. Principal Rose knew we were poking around. He never came back here.
Well...
Nobody came back here. All those other labs have traffic. Nobody comes here. This is the only place where we...
The door was sealed for at least a decade. I don't know if they ever found this chamber.
We gotta figure out what happened here. We don't leave here. We gotta know what happened here.
Yeah, but...
Ash?
This is weird.
Chloe? You guys said that you took this eel thing off of a body. Was there, like, police around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
He's staring at them both.
Did you recognize the body at all?
No, Darcy, forget that. Did the police see you guys?
Yeah.
They saw me.
And they didn't do anything.
Dude, they could have followed us.
Or
well, I didn't
maybe...
go straight here. I went home first.
But maybe they wanted someone to find that. Maybe they knew. And maybe they
could have tailed either of you guys.
You don't need to tail. You don't need to, because if that's an Avani, then they just needed it to get to another host. And look, 2 people came and took it.
Well, I don't think most people walk up to bodies on the street. That's a pretty bad way of inviting people in.
I don't know.
I'm not saying they didn't know anything, but I was just tying my shoe.
Yep. And adults are pretty dumb, so that's fair.
And there wasn't any tape. I didn't go over anything.
Yeah, but
They just told me to get away from there, and I ran, and they didn't chase us.
Chloe, I don't think you get it. I mean, like, the police are bad news bears, man. I mean, like, we found out in the basement that the chief of police is running one of those labs down there. And if you think the chief of police who's in charge of all of the other policemen.
Well, yeah, so I mean, what you're saying is that the Avani are in every stupid patriarchal power structure bullshit that we got. I mean, we already know that. All those are the bad guys. Those have always been the bad guys, Rita. Why are you in either way we are? Because those are the bad guys. Going somewhere else ain't gonna stop them from being the bad guys.
Well, then what do you want to do about it?
Yeah. If they're in all of those systems, how... We need something to get to free the people, to free the hosts, so that way everybody... Just to get rid of the Avani somehow. But how? How do you... How...
Sarah, is there a way to remove a Derricor or an Avani from a host without, like, I don't know,
killing it,
having it eat the face, or without killing the host?
Yes, there are several ways. Forced extraction is one.
What do you mean by that? Like you stick their hand down their throat and try to pull it out?
That would not work. I do not believe a human hand can fit through the esophagus.
I'll make it fit.
I was gonna say, not with that attitude.
Damn, spicy all today. Oh my god. You could perhaps starve it, though it would be difficult for the host as well.
Yeah.
Well, is there like a super bad smell that you guys don't like, that you'd kind of like,
or like a
jump out of
sound,
the body?
or a sound or something like that?
Well, you know, so you're kind of slug-like. And back when we had a really nice house, my mom had a garden, and she would put salt out to make sure the slugs didn't crawl into her flowers. What if we just like, okay,
Salt them?
if I just like shoot a bunch of salt at you, would your little demon worm fall out?
Okay, it's not a demon; it's an alien.
Back in 1961, we believe that we consumed a McDonald's burger.
Done.
And
Oh no!
I love where this is going.
incredibly salty. Oh my
Michael's
god!
gone.
There goes Michael.
Michael's like, "Fuck this."
Michael's like, I'm done.
Time to introduce our sponsor, McDonald's. Try the McRib.
The McRib is the one. It is the bane of existence for the Derricor.
Bane of existence for most people. Come on, it's not just a Derricor.
That's why we can only handle it once per year. Oh god. No.
Okay.
There was a tremendous amount of salt in the food, and it tasted delicious. We do not feel that salt would work. However, there was one time we became ill, and we have never been ill like this before.
And how'd you get ill?
Very engaged in this now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what kind of sick? What kind of ill?
What was it? It was a festival. Halloween. There was a candied gift we received.
Hold on. Are you fucking telling me these aliens are allergic to chocolate?
I'm gonna die.
Baby.
Or sugar.
It's better than the McDonald's thing.
Well, what kind of wrapped candy? Was it like one of those gross hard ones, or like was it chocolatey?
It was that.
Chocolate?
Chocolate.
Rose hard or chocolatey?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
So, sorry, that made you
We-
sick?
Incredibly so, yes. We almost lost the ability to maintain.
Chocolate. Chocolate.
Okay.
We need to go to the
Chloe
gas
just
station
stares
now.
off into space. She
So
says,
we go around. If we offer
wonder if that
everyone
means-
candy, and if they don't take it, then they're an alien.
I wonder if that means they pair really well with dogs. Dogs are allergic to chocolate.
Depends on what kind
I'm
of chocolate.
thinking
Yes, but
lactose intolerant people too, but you know.
Oh. Yeah, it could be something else in the chocolate. The other ones, the gross Halloween candy, those were fine.
We thoroughly enjoyed the candied corn.
Ew.
those are the worst.
That's Natalie here. I think actually that's also Darcy.
Ew. Gross. Why? No. You guys aren't allowed Halloween anymore. Okay.
So anyone who likes candy corn is a suspect.
I don't think that's a really good way to go about it.
Does anyone in this room like candy corn? Other than the alien. Fine.
Sal raises his hand.
I don't even know what candy corn is, but these people are raising their hands and like, vroom, vroom.
Sal, do you
Little
know what
egg beater
candy
spin.
corn is?
I do not.
Oh, okay. Don't try it. It's gross.
Okay.
Chloe just kind of paces the room for a little bit. She like lets go of Ashley's hand and walks around. And then she walks up to Sarah and she says, Sarah, you're Delacour. Why do you keep just letting this happen? Like you say you're all like, you say you're not responsible, but you're all the same. I mean, you're all the same, but you just let these Avani go and murder people. Why did you just let them build this vast conspiracy of assholes?
We have made attempts, but they outnumber us now.
Yeah.
We would assume that those bodies you saw today were Derricor, not Avani. Our numbers are very few. We have been separated for, and she does the math real quick, nearly 30 years. We no longer know where the rest of the Derricor are.
Yeah, but
There.
what are you doing now? I don't know if you noticed, but we're just a bunch of kids. How come we're the ones trying to figure out how to undo your homicidal conspiracy when it's your people? Like there's nothing you can give us? You don't care at all? You're just gonna like sit around until they annihilate the rest of us? Like what do you... I don't understand. Don't you care?
And she looks like she's, again, kind of blank, as if she's trying to pull or recall certain memories and certain emotions that humans have and how to understand it and then compute that back out. We care to an extent, but you must understand that self-preservation is still important. If
Yeah.
we were few in number, there is little we can do.
Okay, but what are you doing then? You don't seem to have a way to call to your people to get them to come rescue you. You're just stuck here trying to survive. What kind of life is that?
It
Ashley
is.
sits back like, yep, that's my friend.
It is a life. We
No!
could be like them, and she points to the bowl where the rotted, dead bodies had once been.
You basically
We
already
could be
are.
worse.
You're
We
not
disagree.
doing. Oh, that's fine. You aren't doing anything. You're not helping us against the Avani. You're not helping yourselves. You're just.
Darcy,
You're useless.
Chloe, Sarah has been in prison for
Creepy.
30 years almost.
And Mr.
Yeah,
I don't understand how you
left
think
her-
that she can help when she has been trapped by, kept prisoner by Rick Synergy for so many years.
I'm not saying she can't help. Maybe she can help. Maybe she's useless. But I'm just saying that we're talking about these Delacour. It's not good guys and bad guys. It's bad guys and slightly less hostile guys.
Yeah.
Question. Can I try to empathize Sarah?
Yeah,
There's
please
something
go ahead.
I would like to try to do. Okay, one success. How can I
You
make
can-
her do something? That is the question that I ask, and look, and how to make her do something. What the something is? How do I get her to be proactive in this endeavor?
You merely have to ask. She has done everything you have told her to do and everything you have asked her to do. From sit, stay, follow, open the door, leave the room. She has been nothing but obedient.
Okay, I think Ritter, he takes the past accounts in mind and he kind of goes over and tries to take one of Sarah's hands. He's like, okay, Sarah, I get what you're saying here,
Yes.
and everyone's super stressed out right now, and I'm super stressed out too. But if we're gonna work and try to fix this, and then maybe we can get you guys back to your home planet, we need you to help us help the rest of your kind. Okay?
We will
Now I'm gonna-
help with whatever you need.
I'm gonna ask
We
you
do
another
not wish
question.
to see the Avani take over this planet. And they will.
Okay, second question.
Yes.
You're speaking for you. And I know that you said you and Sarah have an agreement, and he does this with his own hands. But we're just talking to you. Can we talk to Sarah? Because Sarah might be a little bit more proactive.
Yes, we can do this. But be careful with Sarah. She is fragile. She is ill. We keep her sustained.
But, well, I mean, like, you could, like, stay in there, but, like, can Sarah come out and play? I guess that's kind of what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes, we can do this.
Okay. He's, like, waiting for some sort of, like, Jekyll and Hyde thing to happen.
So Sarah will move. Oh, mhm.
I was just gonna say, Ashley is still like dead-eyed trained on Sarah, but without taking her eyes off Sarah. Ritter, you are a fucking genius.
Thanks. He just doesn't know. He doesn't fully understand, but.
And Sarah will slowly, where she was standing, sit on the ground, cross her legs, and almost like a meditative stance. You will see not necessarily color return to her already very pale, almost translucent skin. Again, she's got glossed over eyes, as if like she had cataracts, but can very clearly see. And for a moment, there's almost like a green that kind of crawls up, near her mouth as if she's about to be sick. And she raises one hand and kind of makes a couple heaving noises. But after a moment, she sets her hands down and she looks up. Her movements less fluid, certainly more what you would expect any of you, how any of you would typically move. And she looks up. Hello?
Hi.
Sarah?
Hi. Yeah.
Do you know what's going on?
Yeah, I see everything.
Okay. So we
are
don't need
you
to do
okay?
introductions again.
No, and there's emotion to her face. She's smiling, almost as if like this is kind of a funny circumstance, despite it really not being a funny circumstance. But no, she smiles at you. Hi, Darcy.
Oh, hi. It's nice to talk to you. I know you're there. Yeah.
Here, let
Hi.
me help you out. And he offers a hand to help Sarah back
thank
up.
you. And she does, and she stands up, and you notice that she was very capable before, but she is dependent on you helping her up. Like, you lift her up thinking that she could just stand up on her own. She kind of grabs on to your arm and has to pull herself up with.
He kind of
Thank you.
steadies her a bit. Don't be jealous, Silas.
How much time do we have that we can talk to you?
As long as you need to. We want to make sure that you believe us.
Okay. I know you were sick before. Is that gonna get any worse if the Dark Horse not in charge?
If I didn't meet the Daracor, I probably wouldn't be alive. I spent most of my life in hospitals battling leukemia, so it's not been a great life, being stuck in a cage for so long, and it feels good to be out and to breathe air. Just
do you remember what?
Watch TV. What was that?
He asked if she remembers what they did to her.
They made me eat this worm, which was the Daracor, and I remember I was in the hospital, and there was a doctor.
But they made you eat the Daracor.
Yes, they put this thing in my mouth.
They made you. It wasn't.
Yes.
You weren't. So, but then how? Because that sounds. If I'm keeping up, it sounds like an Avani tactic. It doesn't sound like a Derricore thing that sounds like Ivani, and that's what we're trying
I
to
know.
avoid here.
I know, I understand, but that's not what it is. This is Derricore. She told me that I shouldn't be afraid, that she was going to be here to help me, but that we needed to play along. Otherwise, we would both be killed. I didn't understand what was going on at the time, and to be honest, I probably would never have understood if we didn't have... how long were we out? 30 years? 20 years? 30 years? Math? I don't know. I don't remember.
You're really good.
1960 years
so-
from now? It's almost 30 years. She told me everything. The plans that the Derricore had to try to break down the Ivani. But the Ivani don't care. The Ivani are spending resources. They're infiltrating all political aspects of this town. They are the CEOs and board members of Synergy. They are the police. They are teachers. They're everywhere, and they are trying to mutate us. They're trying to ensure that they can breed us to be even better.
Breed Derricore that are better?
How did we do that?
I don't
Where
know.
do you baby Derricore come from?
Oh, we're not having this conversation, Darcy.
Sure.
They lay eggs.
Like in the host?
Yes.
Gross. Okay, and so the only thing we've been able to determine that they're not okay with is chocolate. Which, for the record, it
Yes.
sucks. Chocolate's great.
I was
I'm
so
sorry for you.
afraid. That's okay. Hey, I'm here now. I'm alive, and you've all been nothing but kind and supportive and helpful. Ritter, thank you so much for sharing your home with me. And your clothes and your food and your television. Thank you.
I mean, I'm glad that you like it and it's comfortable. You know, the couch is comfortable. Sarah, you said there was a plan that the Derricore all had. What was that plan?
They were going to enter Synergy on their own. Pretend that they were Ivani and take them out from the inside. But we were separated. We do not know if that plan went through, and from what we've seen, we do not believe they were successful.
Do you know who was Derricore at that point that went in? Like, do you know who the hosts were? Could you... I mean...
Yes.
Any
There were-
allies we can find, I just...
Maybe you could draw a picture of what these people look like.
Oh, I'm not very good at drawing. That would be the Derricore.
Oh.
We'll work on it. It's okay.
Thanks, Darcy. Your hearts are really cute, by the way.
Oh,
Very,
thank you.
very groovy.
I want to say Silas has been very, very quiet because he is actually like fuming in the corner. He's pissed.
Uh-oh. Should I empathize on my boyfriend in return?
You guys just keep empathizing and charming each other today. Is that how relationships work? Is this the model you're setting for your daughter?
I want to say that
success.
I'm being quiet intentionally. That's why.
What do you feel? Tell me what you feel.
This last conversation before Sarah came back to Sarah struck a very bad nerve. There's a slight panic going on. It almost like we hit one of Silas's very specific triggers. in this last conversation. But he's being quiet for now.
Can Sarah stand on her own yet?
Yeah, if you let her go, she'll.
Okay. I think he
She's
kind of
up.
pats Sarah real quick and says, I'm going to go check on him.
Of course.
Goes over and kind of crouches down. Do you want to go? I know this is probably not what you want to hear.
He stands up and he kind of glares at Chloe a little bit and kind of at Darcy also. Shoots a glance at Ashley and
Ashley's
just says
pale faced and not talking.
I don't understand why you didn't believe her. She was a prisoner of Synergy for almost 30 years. She has done nothing but try to help us from the moment that we met her. I was afraid at first too, but speaking as someone who has basically been a prisoner of Synergy their entire life, I believe her, and I believed her, and I don't know why you didn't believe.
Silas? I'm sorry.
My father is a scientist there. I don't know what your parents do, but he has to be up there. He worked on the loop in Sweden, and while we were there, my mother went missing. And I wanted to stay, and I wanted to look for her, but I was taken from my home and brought here. I wouldn't have even been here if it weren't for him. And I'm grateful for all of you.
and he squeezes Ritter's shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
But all I know is that I trust her, and I don't want to believe that I am naive for doing so.
Guys, I think we need
Yeah?
an in to Rick Synergy.
Yeah.
And Silas, you could probably tell where Ritter's going with this. Mom is new to Rick Synergy. I could have sworn she ate chocolate this morning, so she can't be Derek or Avani or whatever. What if she could get us information on the inside?
But what are we going to tell her?
He looks to Sarah. Everything?
Is she
That's
even
up
going
to
to believe us, though?
I mean, she'd finally probably stop wondering why we're being weird and sneaking out and why I'm bringing more and more people to live in the basement. If she actually understood that there was weird shit going on in Rick Synergy, she might be able to get us a workaround, or I don't know, maybe find some sort of secret passcode or different laboratories, or maybe she could even figure out what your dad's doing, man.
But she won't.
I know
Ritter.
where you can find
They
a
don't-
laboratory.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
Another laboratory. I mean, it's been a while since we last saw the council members, but the chief of police is there. That is a major place of operation for them. They have to be sustaining themselves there.
In the basement,
At the police station?
School?
No, not the school, the police station.
Oh.
Sarah. What?
Yes, Chloe.
Why would they not be in this lab? Why would they have abandoned it?
From what I understand, this is not how the Avani would use the technology. It looks really kind of rigged together. This probably was made in a hurry. Maybe for the Derricore. For the rebellion, at least.
You guys says there's the body. The body we found that was pointing to the rose. Ashley, the body. There was a fight that happened here. Maybe when the fight happened, some of the good guys won, or maybe they all lost, but they tried to hide what was left here so that they would survive. I don't think this is their lab.
It was a pretty hidden room.
Okay. I think I got another idea. And Ritter kind of pats the hand on his shoulder. Alright, so I'm the only one has a relationship with Mr. Officer McDonald. He caught me loitering outside the school when I gypped one day and dragged me back home. But, and he kind of smooths his hair out, or tries to as best as he can. What would happen if someone tried to, I don't know, have an about face to be conforming to the patriarchy and can get into his office, maybe?
I don't understand
Look, all
a
I'm
lot
saying
of
is
what
that
you
I can
just
get
said,
some-
but I'm sure it's a good idea.
It's like an infiltration mission, and I can have like chocolate sprinkles on hand. And I can make like a circle around myself so you can't go near it.
I don't think it works like garlic.
Yeah, they don't seem like they're vampires. Or, I mean, you could trick him to donuts. I mean, police love donuts, right?
You could hide chocolate on the inside.
Right?
Yeah.
Why don't we do
Yes.
that? And then
But
we
then
can
what?
snoop around the office, try to figure something out, try to figure out what the passcode was, or get into the lab that's down underneath the station. And at that point, Ash, I think you were right. We might want to smash these places up.
Yeah.
Get behind that.
We'll help.
Yeah.
Okay. I still think we should tell my mom about this stuff because I'm getting sick of lying to her, but
Well
we
then,
could do that.
tell your mom.
See if she's noticed
If you
anything
can trust
weird.
her.
Isn't
course,
that
I
going to
mean-
put her in
My
more
mom.
danger? If she starts snooping around?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, things
Have-
are going weird.
I don't
Have
think you
her bring a
understand
lot
my
of
mom.
chocolate. Just have her bring a lot of chocolate to the office. It's
Ha-
fine.
How badass is your mom?
Oh, I think Ritter's gonna go into like how cool is my mom? And he's gonna talk about how she escaped Soviet infiltration of Romania, traveled all
my God.
throughout Europe in her early teens, fucking rocked out with like some of the best people. And then
Silas is quietly nodding.
like, yes, she's very badass. And then, yeah, he probably stops right before and then she met my dad. But
Your mom sounds
Aw.
really, really cool. But
yeah,
Chloe
she's
Yeah.
one
brought
of
up
the coolest people I
a really
know.
good point earlier. Daquan's dad got murdered.
Yeah,
Her
but
parents are not safe. Especially if they know anything.
but if his mom escaped the Soviets, I mean, it seems like it's kind of like aliens.
I don't know.
And I don't know how else we get into Rick's synergy.
It would be like, what is it called? I think I remember it from history class. A two-pronged attack. Yeah.
But Rita, Chloe walks over and she kind of like turns her back on everybody else, so you can only, like, you're the only person who can see her face, and her face just looks kind of like paler and more vacant than usual. She says, "You gotta know that losing your mom is something you don't ever really get over. And that's a huge risk to take. And if you believe in her, then you believe in her. And if you think that's right, then you think that's right. But it's the biggest gamble you've got to make." And then she shrugs and her face goes back to normal. And she's like, "But you know, you whatever you want."
I want to roll the empathize and see if I understand that you lost your mom. Or is it that kind of obvious?
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Okay. Like he gets that, and then, you know, as your face kind of goes back to normal, he kind of reaches very gently for Chloe's arm, and he's like, "I get that, but all of us have to take risks if we're gonna make any change in this world, you know? Like, my mom wanted to live in a place where life was better, you know? And I'm sure if she knew about this, she'd probably feel the same way."
Can I just get a clarify on if you whispered that to him or if we could hear all of it too?
You could hear it, and you know that Chloe's mom died because she's used it to get out of like every bit of trouble you've ever seen her get in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Well, if we are going to tell her, then we should tell her. But
We should all tell her.
Yeah.
yes,
Okay. So, he leans back. Party at my place?
Yeah. Party and plan to break into a police station?
Yeah.
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 Are we all standing in like that teen movie we just made a plan circle?
I think
I
so.
think we've been in the
We
the
have
circle
to
for a
be.
while.
I think we have to at this point.
Then Ashley will have slid up next to Chloe and done this like elbow nudge.
She elbows you back.
Okay. So, can we leave the creepy bird bath?
Should we unplug it?
No! If that is the good decor, then we shouldn't let the last one die. Or do we fish it out and put it in a jar and carry it around with us? I mean, I'll take it home.
we can leave it here. I don't think if we shut the door behind us, it can burrow through solid stone.
Yeah.
It can't.
I hope not.
But I'll come back and check on it, and I promise I won't eat it.
Maybe a buddy system, just not that you're gonna eat it, but just to make sure it doesn't try to eat you.
Ashley, if I come down here, will you come with me and hit me in the head with a baseball bat if I try to eat a slug? I think that's...
Sure.
Settled.
Okay. Good. So let's get going then and start on all of this. Right?
Sarah, do you need to do the thing so you don't get sicker?
I'd prefer, but I mean, it's. Thank you for listening.
Can I ask you a favor first? When you're in there, you need to explain to the other half of you that when your family gets out of line, it's your responsibility to make it right. When it's your people, it's your responsibility to fix it. It's not the responsibility of the people that are being kicked by those people. It's yours. And I don't know that translates to Delacour, but you gotta explain it.
I'll do my best. I know I will help as much as I can.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks.
I think Silas starts to leave.
And I think we're gonna end there with Silas just starting to walk out of the room because our time is up.
Spent the entire time in like basically one room, guys.
I know. What was this?
This is so cool. This is intense, but I enjoyed every second.
Can we just have like a weird flash montage of everyone sitting in front of Cece and Cece being like, "Excuse me, what?"
We will save that for next session if that's the course of action that you are truly intending to take by involving an adult. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll figure that out.
Have a concern.
I have many concerns.
All of the concerns. But anyways, thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with us tonight. And major shout out to, I want to get the name correct, Gem
Song.
Yeah, Gem Song RS. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, for the bits and for the subscriptions. Seriously, that's amazing. So I've actually been behind the scenes. I keep rolling the die trying to find a wild magic surge thing that really could actually be applied. And nothing, it's like your spell book is now made out of chrome. And I'm like, all right, well, nobody has a fucking spell book. Like, what?
My drawing pad totally works every spell.
We could do that. The next one I had was the next horse ridden by Castor sprouts horns like a bull.
I mean, my future raptor, so sure.
Yeah. Maybe some of that liquid mercury got on your sketchbook.
Right. If you want to play that way, because we will play that way. And because of an added bonus effect, I will give you like a +1 die. That whatever that metallic ooze had gotten like spilled on or something.
Yeah.
And it just kind of covered the
Darcy doesn't realize it until she doesn't realize
it's like when this symbiote attached to Peter's bike.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. So I'm gonna leave you all with this encounter roleplay. If the spellbook turns into chrome, is it now a Chromebook?
Oh. We didn't even get to do our outro, so I can't just say thanks for watching, everybody, and then just kill the feed. Like,
that'll give me heartburn.
Now we're not going to get invited back.
Right now, that's how we get kicked off.
That's how we die. It's perfect. I stand by your decision. Yeah, no, that was brilliant. Thank you so much.
You don't need to apologize. It's one of those things. I've talked to Erica about this before, where sometimes I find things so funny that it just hurts, and I don't laugh. It just gets bottled up in me. And that's what's going on right now. Oh, God.
So good, so good. Well, thank you, everybody, especially all those in chat that hung out and talked with us throughout this episode. You all did amazing. Thank you so much for playing. We will do our quick little outro. And Britt, if you want to start us off, let everybody know who you are, where they can find you, and what you are currently involved in.
Hi, I'm Bird. I'm at Atomic Firebird on Twitter, and the first thing in my profile says that I like puns, so there. Everyone knows. It's not a surprise. I'm in some stuff. There's this pinned post. You know the drill.
Look at them, just like a mic drop. Like, I said my piece. We good. All right. Well, thanks. Michael, what's up?
Hi, my name is Michael. I am the dungeon master and creator of the Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives podcast, which is at DD Divescast on Twitter. Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives pretty much anywhere else. We are a 5th edition actual play adventure podcast that is exactly what it sounds like. Our party follows around fantasy Guy Fieri looking for the mythical lost city of Flavortown. We just celebrated the release of our 50th episode, which is very, very cool. And we are just about to wrap up a pretty major arc that's probably been like the last 15, 20 episodes. So very excited about that and incredibly nervous to see where the hell it goes next. But yeah, check me out here next Wednesday.
Yeah, because we only have 2 episodes left.
Don't say that. Ugh.
I'm looking at the calendar, the 27th and the 3rd, and then the 24th. So, yeah, we are coming very close to the conclusion of season 2 of Little Busters. So, well, we're gonna kick it over to. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say there's some bonus stuff in the middle there. We're not talking about that yet.
We do have a very fun bonus episode. I'm super excited for that. We gotta talk about that. But Janaya, thank you so much for coming out here again. Like we love you. You're amazing. It has been such a pleasure to have you and Chloe back. How has this been for you?
It's been so good. I mean, the game is so much fun, and this crew is so great. And it was so hard to watch just little bits of it when I didn't have the ability to be here and like yell at the screen like I was watching a football game. And it's been so nice of you guys to let me come play. I've just really loved it. It's been so wonderful. But for my outro, my name is Janaya. You can find me at Janaya pretty much everywhere. I make art and I play good games with nice people. On Sunday, I will be on Otherdocs channel playing Life on Mars. And then I don't know where I'm going to be next. But tomorrow, if you follow me on Twitter, at some point I hope to hop on my Twitch channel and play a game of The Page I Didn't Write by Lauren, which is a dice rolling solo role-playing game where you write a letter to somebody but can never quite say the words you want to say. And I'm going to play it as Chloe sending a letter to Ashley. So good. So if you follow me on Twitter,
Patreon content.
At some point I will. I don't know. It'll probably be in the afternoon PST. So probably around 2 or 3 in the afternoon my time. So 5 or 6 Eastern time. Okay. So yeah, but I really want to do that. So that will be a thing that will be happening.
So great. Oh my gosh, definitely going to be tuning in. Oh, I love it. And I love you. Thank you so much for having the time to come back for 2 episodes. We really appreciate it.
Anytime.
Chloe was amazing. I loved the interaction between she and Ashley, and just it's always great having you here. So thank you. And Jules, how you doing?
Doing good. I am very curious to see how everything's gonna wrap up in 2 episodes. But we'll see how that goes. You can find me over at Jackal and Hare, where we will be streaming our mafioso game called Blood Debt. We're back with the mafia side, and there are missions abound, and blood debts to pay. So be sure to check us out over there at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me littered throughout Pro Restarter's channel. Tomorrow I'll be there 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Blue Rose. And I have a GoFundMe. If you guys like artwork and whatnot and want to help me out with some surgery and get artwork, do that. That's it.
His art is so good. Like, have you not been following the Twitter account to see like adorable shipping of Silas and Ritter? Because it is amazing. And I love it so much.
And I'm shipping it trash. I'm sorry.
Oh, so much. So much. But it's great. We stand.
It's not just shipping
beautiful
stuff. It's just my lock screen.
I do draw other cute stuff too.
I just like the sketch series of Darcy hearing a swear word and then the person.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that so much.
I died. Which, by the way, I paid attention to how much you guys swore today. Darcy is not picking up any good habits.
Oh, that's fine. Like I said, we all smoke when we leave.
I have been swearing in front of 12-year-olds since episode 1.
Fair.
Yep, that is true. That is that's definitely legit.
All bad parents.
Because you're kids.
Yeah.
Because you're kids. Natalie, how are you?
Hi.
Today?
Good. Today was wonderful. I really enjoyed all of this. This was fabulous. I loved every second of it. I didn't draw nearly as much because I was like, oh my god, what's going on? But I loved it. Anyways, hi, I'm Natalie, also known as Chaotic Rogue. So at Chaotic Rogue on Twitter and on a bunch of other things, although sometimes it varies how it's spelled because somebody else took it first. Anyways, working on that. So I am, aside from here, I am every other Sunday on Gold Heart Gaming for the Legacy of Eldrin game. I am actually starting another game at the end of this month. I don't remember what channel it's on because I'm an awful human being, but I'll post it on Twitter lately. Just follow me on Twitter because that makes life a lot easier. I work with the Mage College to produce 5e content as well as other things and blogs and articles and crap like that. And then most importantly, at least for me lately, has been the Uncaged Anthology. I have an adventure in Volume 1. It's doing amazing. It hit Platinum Seller. It makes me really happy. So it's been a really good first week of that book. And we've got Volume 2 coming out next month because there's 4 total. And yeah, that's the biggest thing going on. And it's really cool. Basically, it's like we took monsters that especially are like typically female presenting and did a different take on them, was the idea behind all the stories. And so the one that I featured was the Medusa, and yeah, which is great because it was the cover art for Volume 1 too. So anyways, fabulous, and it's great, and yeah, that's me.
Yeah, congratulations on that. That is so amazing. I haven't been able to read it yet, but I have purchased it, and I'm so ready to go through it. It looks so awesome. Plus, the art from 65th Victor,
Sam Darcy, I think is the name, and I it's amazing. It's
so
cool. I bought it, but I've been scared to read too much because I'm like, what if I'm in one of these games and now I get like spoiled? I don't know. Is it very spoilery?
I don't think so. I don't know. No, I think you're good. They're all, it's different. It's a bunch of different things. Okay. It's a bunch of different adventures and stuff like that. So it's all just different one-shots. So it's a really good opportunity, especially if you're a DM of any sort, new, old, whatever. It's a good resource for especially one-shots or even just to insert into your adventures and stuff like that. There's a lot of different opportunities. So,
for that special episode.
Yeah.
You getting that? That might be a good idea.
That'd be good, actually.
If we need,
I don't know. I need to roll my perception check. Hold on. That's pretty good.
While they're doing that, my name is Gnome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hit me up on Twitter. I do a bunch of other shows. I'm here every Wednesday running the best game in the universe, and you can at me at that because Tales from the Loop is the best game in the universe. It's fine. Whatevs. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you all next week. Have a good evening. Bye.